Welcome to FlyEaglesFly News, where Eagles fans get the latest, fastest, and hottest updates. Hit subscribe and fly high with us. Jalen Carter has sent shockwaves through Philadelphia, leaving Eagles fans and the organization itself reeling from his latest comments. What started as a casual interview quickly spiraled into a whirlwind of controversy, as Carter didn't hold back in criticizing the front office. His words, sharp and direct, hinted at frustrations that had been simmering beneath the surface for months, and now they were out in the open, creating an atmosphere charged with tension and speculation. Sources close to the team suggest that this isn't the first time Carter has voiced concerns privately, but the public nature of his statements has escalated the situation to unprecedented levels. Analysts are dissecting every word, searching for hidden meanings or implications about team management, draft choices, and player development strategies. Social media exploded within minutes of the comments, with fans divided between supporting their star player's honesty and questioning his loyalty to the franchise. Every sports talk show seems to have picked up the story, debating not only the validity of his complaints, but also what this could mean for the locker room dynamic. The Eagles, historically known for a tight-knit, disciplined environment, now faced the challenge of addressing internal dissent while managing public perception. Carter's words could catalyze either meaningful change within the organization or further discord if not handled carefully. The reaction inside the Eagles organization has been swift and unmistakable, with multiple unnamed executives reportedly expressing shock and disappointment over Carter's candid remarks. Sources suggest that team meetings were convened almost immediately to discuss the fallout and to strategize on containing the narrative before it spiraled further. Coaches are said to be frustrated, not only because of the potential distraction during the critical stretch of the season, but also because it challenges the authority and cohesion that leadership has worked to establish over the years. Meanwhile, player peers have been caught in a tricky position, needing to balance loyalty to a teammate with adherence to organizational discipline. The locker room, typically a place of camaraderie and collective focus, now finds itself in a delicate situation, with subtle tensions emerging between those who sympathize with Carter and those who fear the consequences of public criticism. Fans have taken to forums and social media platforms in droves, debating whether Carter is courageous for speaking his mind or reckless for airing grievances so openly. Analysts are speculating on the potential impact this could have on team performance, contracts, and even Carter's future in Philadelphia. Amid all this, the media frenzy continues to grow, as every gesture, tweet, or statement from the team is dissected and reinterpreted, keeping the rumor alive and constantly evolving. Reports indicate that Carter's critique may have roots in long-standing disagreements over team strategy and personnel decisions, highlighting a clash between his vision for success and the methods employed by the Eagles management. Insiders reveal that Carter has voiced frustration over draft choices, training approaches, and player utilization, expressing concern that some decisions may not maximize the team's championship potential. This tension, now public, places pressure on the front office to respond strategically, balancing acknowledgement of the player's perspective with a firm reinforcement of their authority and plan. Coaches are reportedly evaluating the potential disruption this could cause in team chemistry, especially as the season progresses into crucial matchups. Meanwhile, rival teams and league analysts are watching closely, recognizing that internal discord could impact performance on the field. Fans, who often feel a personal connection to the team's successes and failures, are vocal online, with discussions ranging from deep analytical breakdowns to emotional debates about loyalty and respect. The broader narrative now questions how the Eagles manage star talent, the transparency of internal decision-making, and the long-term direction of the franchise. Carter's words have opened a Pandora's box of speculation, prompting questions about potential trades, leadership changes, or even shifts in coaching strategy to reconcile these conflicts. The story continues to evolve rapidly, and every statement from either side adds fuel to the fire of this brewing controversy. Interestingly, Carter's comments also sparked a discussion about player empowerment and the changing dynamics between athletes and front offices in the NFL. Historically, such criticisms were kept behind closed doors, but in today's social media-driven landscape, transparency and boldness are increasingly common, even if they generate friction. Carter's direct approach highlights a growing trend of players asserting their voices on matters that impact not only their own careers, but the overall trajectory of the team. This incident raises questions about whether teams like the Eagles can adapt to this evolving player-management relationship without compromising authority or morale. League insiders suggest that handling Carter's critique effectively could set a precedent, signaling to other players that open dialogue is acceptable, provided it is managed with professionalism and constructive intent. Conversely, mishandling the situation could deter internal communication and foster distrust, potentially destabilizing locker room dynamics. Meanwhile, sports commentators are debating whether Carter's boldness is a sign of leadership or impulsiveness. Weighing the pros and cons of airing grievances publicly, fans remain captivated, dissecting interviews and press releases, eager for any sign of resolution or escalation. The situation is dynamic, and as more information surfaces, every angle from internal conflicts to external perceptions must be considered in understanding the full scope of Carter's impact on the Eagles. Social media has become a central arena for this unfolding drama, with hashtags, trending topics, and viral posts amplifying the controversy exponentially. Supporters of Carter praise his courage and authenticity, arguing that calling out management can catalyze necessary change, enhance transparency, and demonstrate leadership both on and off the field. Critics argue that the timing, delivery, and public nature of his comments are reckless, potentially undermining team cohesion and providing ammunition to opponents. Memes, videos, and commentaries flood platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, magnifying every nuance of Carter's statements. Analysts are scrutinizing his tone, word choice, and prior interactions with management to predict the next steps from both the player and the organization. Behind the scenes, the Eagles' communications team is said to be crafting careful responses aimed at quelling speculation while reinforcing commitment to both the player and the team's objectives. Meanwhile, sports networks run continuous segments, bringing in former players and coaches to debate the implications of Carter's critique. Further fueling the rumor mill, fans are energized, with opinions ranging from calls for reform within the Eagles front office to demands that Carter apologize or face disciplinary action. Every statement, reaction, and social media post adds layers to an already complex narrative, creating an atmosphere of anticipation as observers worldwide watch the drama unfold. Ultimately, the unfolding saga surrounding Jalen Carter and the Eagles exemplifies the tension between individual voice and organizational structure in professional sports. This story is about more than just words. It's a reflection of evolving dynamics, shifting expectations, and the challenges inherent in balancing talent, authority, and public perception. As the Eagles navigate the fallout, questions linger about whether this episode will lead to meaningful dialogue and reforms, or deepen divisions and mistrust. Analysts, insiders, and fans alike remain riveted, speculating on everything from potential trades to changes in leadership philosophy. The rumor, now firmly embedded in sports discourse, continues to grow, shaping narratives that extend far beyond the field. Each new statement from Carter, the front office, or even teammates is dissected for subtext, fueling further speculation. In a league where perception can be as impactful as performance, how the Eagles respond to Carter's critique may define the team's culture for years to come. As tensions simmer, the story remains in flux, illustrating the unpredictable intersection of personality, performance, and power within one of football's most scrutinized franchises. As the storm around Jalen Carter's comments continues, whispers of potential shakeups within the Eagles organization have started circulating. Rumors suggest that some executives are privately discussing whether Carter's critique could serve as a catalyst for reevaluating management strategies and team structure. Insiders claim that, while there is frustration, there is also recognition that a player of Carter's caliber speaking out publicly cannot simply be ignored. Speculation has emerged that the front office may consider changes to scouting processes, player development priorities, or even draft strategies to align more closely with the perspectives voiced by Carter. Meanwhile, conversations behind closed doors hint at potential tension between long-tenured staff and newer, younger voices advocating for a more transparent, player-driven approach. Analysts are also noting that if Carter's words lead to genuine internal reforms, the Eagles could emerge stronger. But the path is precarious, and mishandling the situation might result in division and discontent. Fans are increasingly curious about the balance between respecting a star player's input and maintaining organizational authority. Every press release, interview, or subtle social media activity is being interpreted as a signal of either reconciliation or Escalation. The rumor mill thrives on this uncertainty. With every speculation spreading faster than official statements, the tension is palpable, and the narrative seems far from resolution, keeping everyone on edge. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. Some insiders have suggested that Carter's remarks could influence contract negotiations, or even future trade considerations. As teams across the league quietly monitor the unfolding drama, there are murmurings that rival franchises are intrigued, seeing potential leverage if internal discord continues, which adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Analysts have highlighted that public criticism, especially from a defensive star like Carter, can impact not only internal relationships but also on-field performance, affecting morale, communication, and trust among teammates. Sources close to the locker room indicate that players are carefully calibrating their reactions, weighing loyalty to a teammate against potential repercussions from management. Conversations in team meetings are reportedly more cautious, with leadership seeking to redirect focus toward collective goals, while managing the ongoing narrative. Meanwhile, the media continues to dissect every word, gesture, and social media post, turning even minor actions into fuel for speculation. Fans are relentless, with online forums, fan pages, and sports commentary channels buzzing constantly, sharing theories ranging from subtle internal reforms to dramatic leadership changes. The story has become a test case for how organizations handle outspoken talent, and the ripple effects extend far beyond Philadelphia, affecting perceptions of the Eagles across the league. The suspense surrounding Carter's next move and management's response keeps the rumor alive and evolving, adding to the intrigue. Sources suggest that Carter's criticisms may have ignited private debates among coaching staff about strategy, discipline, and player engagement. There are unconfirmed reports of informal meetings where coaches and team leaders are evaluating ways to both address the critique and preserve team cohesion. Analysts speculate that some may advocate for open dialogue and adjustment of internal policies, while others push for stricter reinforcement of chain-of-command principles. The tension is not only about addressing immediate concerns, but also about setting a precedent for how future disagreements might be handled. Fans and commentators are closely monitoring potential shifts in leadership dynamics, drawing connections between Carter's statements and historical patterns of player management interactions. Meanwhile, rival teams remain attentive, recognizing that internal tension can translate to opportunities on the field. Conversations online suggest a growing awareness that the Eagles' handling of this situation could redefine their organizational identity, influencing both player satisfaction and public perception. Social media continues to amplify every nuance, framing the narrative in real time and pressuring management to act quickly. The rumor ecosystem thrives on uncertainty, and with each passing day, speculation grows more intricate, keeping fans, analysts, and insiders engaged in an evolving story with no clear resolution. Meanwhile, the human element of the saga cannot be overlooked, as Carter's teammates navigate personal and professional challenges in light of the controversy. Some reportedly admire his courage and honesty, while others are wary of the disruption caused by publicly airing grievances. Locker room dynamics are under intense scrutiny, as subtle shifts in communication, trust, and morale can significantly impact team performance. Analysts point out that managing these interpersonal dynamics is as critical as addressing the strategic or administrative implications of Carter's critique. Leadership faces a delicate balancing act, attempting to validate player input without compromising authority. While the wider sports community watches with anticipation, fans are engrossed, discussing not only the direct implications for the team but also broader questions about player empowerment, transparency, and accountability in professional sports. Social media serves as both a battleground and a magnifying glass, with every reaction amplified and dissected, shaping public opinion and potentially influencing management decisions. Meanwhile, rumors of possible mediation sessions, private discussions, or subtle shifts in leadership approach continue to circulate, fueling anticipation for the next development. The narrative is far from static, evolving with each new statement, rumor, or observation. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.